Thank you. We're at our annual visit to the Trade Expo, the International Motorcycle Trade Expo, and it's here at Donington Park in the exhibition centre. This is where the dealer comes to buy all his stuff for the rest of the year to sell to you out on the shelves. And I said the word dealer, and that's what it is, because unfortunately it's for the trade only. So you can't come in and have a look round, they can. And you need a pass, and hopefully Lynette's going to give me a pass, aren't you?
Yeah.
I have my pass, I'm allowed in. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later. So we're back here at the Trade Expo for the year 2000, and the best thing to do is to introduce something that is brand new at this particular expo, and it is a tyre from Dunlop, this 207 Sports Max. Now then, there's guys out there who believe, and possibly they can do it, that they are as good as the guys who ride super sport machines in the 600 series. But are you really? Or could you be if your tyre was up to it? Well, this is what Dunlop have done. With a bit of outside help from the super sport riders, they've designed this tyre. It's cut in very much the same way as they use, with some alterations so it's a little bit more applicable to a road bike rider, and you end up with this product. Now, let's be fair, if it's good enough for them, it should be good enough for you. So you could say, for the first time ever, you're going to get a race replica tyre available for road use. And it's going to be in the shops now, as we speak. I've always fancied a bit of weightlifting. I think I better go back to the gym and practice. Tyres. You've got to buy your tyres from somewhere, you know. Well, you just go into the shop, don't you, and say, go on, stick us a tread on the back of that bike, will you please? But the trader has got to buy them from somewhere. So what he does, he comes along to these guys. This is Cambrian Tyres. They're exhibiting here at the Trade Expo. I swore this was a VTR, not a Continental, but nonetheless, he comes along and he does a deal with the trader and sells him some tyres to sell to you. This particular company, well, they do all the brands. Look, these are Continental tyres. And over here we've got the Battle Axe. That's a famous tyre, isn't it? The old Battle Axe. They sell everything, and I presume these lads are cooking a deal. Now, 3 years ago, this company, Reacher, which is a Belgian company, started to sell their products here in the UK. And they did like 1.2 million, which is very creditable for a new setup. But would you believe this last year they did as much as 4 million quid's worth? Now, that is a remarkable growth factor, and it all stems from damn good stuff, well distributed, well stocked on the shelves, and doesn't give any trouble. And you out there obviously like it because you've been buying plenty of it, and it's such as this that does it. You see, what we've got here, this item is the flagship in the range when it comes to a textile jacket. It's 250 quid's worth, which really isn't quite a lot of money, but nonetheless, you want plenty of features for that amount of money, and you've got it. First of all, one main zip gets you into the coat, gets you in and out of it, but there's some more zips. Why? And it's simple, because it's a multi-layered jacket. And what you can do is not only remove the thick winter liner, you can remove, in addition, the lightweight waterproof membrane. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because it's a general all year round product. The idea being is, in the summer when it's warm and hopefully dry, you take that waterproof liner out, you open these little things, which are the air vents, and plenty of air gets in there, and it also comes out of the air vents here on the back. So it's cool. If it should start raining, you whip out the inner liner, zip it into place, and off you go, you're still dry. You've got all the protection you need, and the protection has access from the outside. So if you want to wear your jacket casually rather than wear it with all the armour in when you're on the bike, then you can take it all out and you've got a nice casual jacket. And that's one of the reasons why such people as Richard here are doing as well as they're doing. There's more, of course, further on. I know, I'm sorry, but I've told you not to ring me when I'm at work, like now, because I think the camera's caught us. Okay, bye. Oh, sorry about that. Right, let me tell you about this stuff. AXO. AXO, a name synonymous with the off-road world, with your motocross guys, but not anymore because they do road bike stuff, fancy helmets, some beautiful boots and gloves and textile jackets. Big names use AXO gear, you know. You've got the likes of Troy Corsa and Harada, so it's a high-profile product, but I have found out at some decent prices, and in fact, it brings me to this. Excuse me, mate, do you get a pair for this price? You haven't got a 7 or an 8, have you? Hello? An ignorant sod, honestly. Oi, I've been looking for you everywhere, but I'm glad I found you, because I found this. This is a Gianni Falco boot from Italy. It's a bit different. It's a little shorty boot, but a shorty boot with all the features, with the toe slider and the ankle slider here, of all the fancy racing boots. It's quite nice. I should imagine it's very comfortable, but I'm not really sure whether it's my cup of tea. But anyway, each to their own, as they say. But I've got to show you this, because when we were at the bike show back last year at the NEC, I showed you a helmet and I did indicate the fact that it will not be available until the year 2000. Well, we're in the year 2000 and it is now going to be available, and it's this baby. Tasty bit of stuff from Vemar, very stylish, got some beautiful lines, and in this case, a colour that is quite relevant to a lot of the modern day superbikes. And it is a superbike style helmet for a superbike. Stylish or what? Italian style. But you may have noticed it's a Honda. Italian Honda. Well, it's produced in Italy, this baby, and evidently it's got Italian style about it. But they don't actually officially bring it into the country. But this particular company, which is Granby Motors in Derbyshire, have decided to do that. In fact, this isn't the only interesting thing they brought into the country. They do very peculiar things. They bring in these sort of things. An electric push bike. A what? Push bike, yeah. You pedal it, but if you need that bit of outside assistance, you've got a little throttle, and you can use this legally when you're 14 years old. Look at this. No, it's not a mini version of a Ducati Monster, but it is, because it looks just like one. Same type of frame, 50cc, and my size. Feel quite at home on that. Very impressive. And yet another different type of thing, a scooter, but an electric scooter. Now, when we went to the Manchester Motorcycle Show, I showed you an electric scooter there, and we've done one previously on a road test, a Peugeot, but this is a little different in respect that this will do as much as 50 miles an hour, and do 45 miles at that. Look at this is a bit different, isn't it, God, they've got all sorts of little things. And this is electric as well, See you later. Hey. Oi, come here a minute, come here. Listen, I'm doing some research here now. I'm checking stuff out for the future programmes. But I'm going to be back at the Trade Expo next week, so if you'd like to just leave me alone while I do a little bit more research and have a little refreshment. See you soon.
Well, I'm pretty sure that is not a bottle of water, but Wayne will indeed be back next week at the Trade Expo with some more gadgets and gizmos, providing he can get back into the building.